Hey gang, today I'd like to talk about components, specifically with regards to styles in Sass. The way that I build my files, I try to break them up into their own distinct components. Makes them very portable, very easy to work with. Generally keeps the files small, which is very good for other designers, other developers coming in on the project. I also use BEM for my naming conventions. It keeps things very simple, very easy to see what is what in a file. So let's go through it really quick. To start with, a quick review of BEM. I love this metaphor of a Chinese food box. I think that is perfect for that. So in the case of our Chinese food box, we have that is our first letter. That's our B, which is, it stands for block. A block is a single contained thing, and you can move that thing from one place to another and it'll still be that whole thing. So in the case of our Chinese food, our container, I can put it in the kitchen or put it in the living room and it's still going to be a Chinese food container with Chinese food in it. It can have any kind of Chinese food, in this case, maybe noodles, and noodles are an element of that container. So they live inside of the container and the container moves those elements around, or more specifically, the elements travel with the container, with the block. The elements travel with the block. From there you can modify those. So maybe the noodles are hot or fried or loaded with MSG, you know. You can also modify the box. Maybe the box is paper or red, okay? So that modifier can apply to both the block and the elements of the block. But the important thing is that everything inside of the block travels with the block, which means that you can put it on other pages, make it travel to other places, and it will always work the same. Or it should always work the same. Okay? Block, element, modifier. Right here I have a different sort of block, a different sort of container. It is a person. I found this free online and made some modifications for our example here today. But here it is, person. This person has a modifier right out of the gate. It is a girl. She is a girl. She has an element, right? A shirt. She has a shirt. She also has another element, her skin. Her eyes. Her eyes have a modifier of brown. Down here she has a mouth. And hair. That hair is black. Inside of that hair, there's also another modifier for whether it's boy hair or girl hair. I guess I could have used long or short there, but it's not so important for this example. And then of course the elastics that go on the hair. So lots of different elements and lots of different modifiers. But the important thing is that they all live inside of this one container, this person. And so I can quickly change this person. Maybe it's not a girl, maybe it's a boy. So now the boy is there. Maybe the boy has green eyes. So the green eyes. Maybe the boy's hair is blonde. And maybe the skin is not this. Maybe it is sunburned. There it is. Because it's sunburned, the mouth is no longer this. It is, well, it is still a mouth, so we do need that. But we modify it to be unhappy. There you go. Okay. So again, it's still a person, right? Still a person. But certain things stay the same, and certain things change. The things that stay the same, we call them elements. Hair, eyes, shirt, mouth, skin. The things that change, we call them modifiers. boy, girl, sunburned, tattooed, leathery, blonde, brunette, green, blue. All these things are modifiers. So this is the markup. And the file, if I was doing this for a real file, I would probably name this something like _person.scss. This would become a partial. And right out of the gate, there's my first class, person. Maybe this person has some very general styles already attached to it. Him, her, or maybe not. Everything else inside of here, I try not to use that name again. I try to use variables like the ampersand, or this if it's a little too deep. I think I have an example of that. There it is. This to keep everything in there nice and clean. If we structure our files this way, we should only really need to use that once, because everything else is kind of a child declaration on that, a child rule. So we only need that person once. Keeps it very clean. If I need to change this, I only need to change one thing. Maybe this is no longer person, maybe this is avatar, and we change the name. We don't have to change the file name, but we could. And then up in here, we can do a global find and replace for person, change it to avatar as well. All of them, sure, yeah. And we are right back in business. Very easy to do. In fact, I do the exact same thing everywhere. So here's another example. These titles are actually a component, and this component lives inside of this component. This is a hero component for video, but these titles are a specific component that I've called colliding title. And they have modifiers like color or size. This one's a little bit bigger than this one. And everything is controlled inside of this colliding title file. So again, we have the name. Only need to use it once because everything else is kind of a child's element of this file. So it's all in here. There's the black and pink, black and blue. Those are modifiers. I can tell right away because of the double dash. I can tell this is an element because of the underscores. Some other stuff in there. And then we add that into Instagram. That's actually the thing at the bottom here, which you can no longer see. Whoop. Oh. Breaking. Scroll. There we go. There it is. This is actually the one down here. Now, the only other tip that I want to give you today is try to avoid polluting your components. So if you look at this Instagram thing, I did say that this is inside of the Instagram gallery component, but I have not actually called colliding title inside of this file, and for good reason. Doing that means that you have to hunt for that name. If I need a small change to this, just a one-off change, then I'll either give it a second name like Instagram gallery __ heading, or I'll just target that heading directly. And that way I know that this is very specific to this Instagram gallery. I don't have to go hunting. That's it. That's how I've done it for the last few years. It's been very successful for me. Give it a try. See what you think. I'd be very interested to hear your opinion. Comment away, let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Ciao.